Hi, my name's Ben. I work for the Game House, and today we're going to be looking at a quick NFL draft profile for the Cincinnati Bengals in 2023. Now, I've said this before in my other ones, but it's hard for us to do tape on these videos, so we're just going to be looking at some stats and looking at this article that I whipped up. So for the team needs, obviously for the second year in a row, the Bengals got deep into the playoffs and were let down due to their offensive line. Now, they've done a lot of work to sort of make the offensive line better in free agency, but it seems like they get injured no matter what. So more depth at that position will probably continue to pay dividends. They've also lost big pieces of the back end of their defense, and they lost Hayden Hurst at tight end. So that's just a couple team needs for us here. We're going to start with Darnell Washington, the tight end out of Georgia. Listen, this guy is absolutely huge. He's 6'7", he's 270. He already is as big as another offensive lineman, but he can catch the ball and he can run. So this is sort of filling two needs at once. They might go ahead and grab him because his upside when catching the ball is huge, but more than that, he acts like a 6 offensive lineman when he's on the field. Our Joe DiTullio, our draft expert, has this to say about him. Well, let's look at the stats first. 28 receptions, 454 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns. Joe agrees with me here. He's huge, and he has a big catch radius because he's so big. And he can block, obviously because of his size. But we know the positives, so let's look at the weaknesses here. He's far from an elite athlete. According to Joe, he can run fast in a straight line, but does have trouble changing directions. Makes perfect sense for the kind of player that he is. He doesn't run great routes, but that can be coached out of him, in my humble opinion. Darnell Washington is sort of a can't miss here unless they do want to take one of the top flight offensive linemen, especially if they start falling to the Bengals at pick number 28. Next, we'll go to Jamie Robinson, a safety out of FSU. I have been assured by Joe, our draft expert, that it is Jamie and not Jamie. So the Bengals lost Jesse Bates in this offseason, and Jamie Robinson played double-digit games in all 3 of his seasons at Florida State, as you can see I say here. That means that he is probably ready to play at the NFL level right now. He has a lot of work in college. He can play in the box and deep. The only problem we have here is his lack of turnovers, and we're going to look at the ESPN stats right here. Throughout 2022, he only had 1 interception. That is a big fall-off from 2021 when he had 4, and his 2 other years in college he only had 1 each. This 4 right here in 2021 may have been a huge explosion, but I wouldn't expect him to pick off that many balls in his first season. As you can see, he has a bunch of tackles every single year. This is the replacement that the Bengals are looking for Jesse Bates. Really can't miss Jamie Robinson. And when I talked to Joe about my 3rd round selection here, he was not very high on it. He's not very high on Jarrett Patterson, the interior offensive lineman out of Notre Dame. I am going to go ahead and disagree with him. He has sort of a 4th or maybe even 5th round grade on Patterson, but I don't think you can discount Patterson coming from Notre Dame, which has been offensive line university for a very long time. He is a run blocking specialist. Now, I know the Bengals need to protect Joe Burrow at all costs. They need a pass blocking offensive lineman, but that running game can also take pressure off of Joe Burrow. If they're running the ball well, he doesn't need to take 3-step drops as much. He's a bit slow, but he has a great skill set, and he uses his hands very, very well. I know that lots of people are going to have some problems with this, but that's what draft season is about, so please let me know who you think the Bengals are going to take below in the comments, and thanks for watching.